Hello, welcome to Cosmic Love Tarot. I've brought a beautiful deck which arrived today, so I thought I'd use these for the collective, and it's going to be more to do with it feels more of the twin flame. For the twin flame, I feel that this reading is going to coincide with the last reading that I did. So yeah, let's just see what's happening. Okay, do you know what, these candles, notice it's just gone out. That's quite interesting. The candle's gone out. So maybe it's all to do with a twin flame that is in separation, but it feels more of what you've discovered about yourself through the separation. Because I've been doing work where it's to do with that. My readings has been a lot to do with the inner healing that the Divine Feminines has had to do, travelling into the underworld and discovering parts of herself. So, yeah, so let's see where it's meant to go. I'm not going to light another candle. I think that in itself is quite symbolic at the moment. So this is to do with the heart, and the candles represent also the art. So maybe it's a feeling that you're still in pain with the separation. Let's see. It's all beautiful. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. When you look at this card, she's all in black, and it feels to me that she has been in mourning of separation. This will also represent you. This card, what I'm picking up from this card is, what does it say? Passionate art. See your voice to wake up others. When you look at this is a very powerful card. Through your trials and tribulations is the word I just got. Through your healing process, you've had to really go down really deep into your soul. And through that journey, you've also recognised past lives. You've understood the lesson that was meant for you through this twin flame journey. And it has helped you to access the hidden aspects of your creativity through the inner hidden worlds. And when you look at this beautiful being dressed in black, but she's painting in the most colourful of colours, and this has reminded me of Da Vinci with all the hidden messages. She's not looking for anything other than herself now. She's bringing up everything that she has learned and recognise that everything that was outside of her that she projected is within her. And so she is starting to create all of the hidden aspects to help others, to teach others. And even the occult comes into it, as well as the divine. It's really understanding the duality of both light and dark, which is being unconscious. Where the moon is right there, it's being unconscious. You're very intuitive, you're very in tune with those hidden aspects. It feels to me that you are, or you will be, recognizing, let's go back to Da Vinci, the Da Vinci codes. It's like looking at the old picture and seeing all the hidden things that made up the full picture. Some people could look at this picture and not see the hidden messages. And the deeper you go within yourself, the more meaning it has to your picture. It's very deep. It's seeing that you have recognized that not only your lesson wasn't just about your family. It wasn't just about the environment that you lived in, the people you met, of the religion factors. It goes way beyond that. You've looked into the date of your birth. The time of your birth was very significant to your soul journey. You've also looked into, or you will be looking into, even in numerology of your name that was given to you by birth. Okay, when you go onto a soul level, there's no name. Names does not come into it, but in the physical, names do. And those names are codes for your inner soul. It's your soul journey. It's your soul mission and what you're meant to learn in this lifetime. You've recognized that everything is connecting outer and inner. It's like it's a matrix. You're looking at something on a very, very deep understanding that your soul mission was destined or divinely given to you for this particular reason. And this particular reason was for you to help others understand the darker elements of I'm going to say the human psyche is what I just got. So it feels as if it's the duality, it's the alchemy of life. It's recognizing that you are, the world is within you and you are in the world. Am I saying that right? The world is in you and you are in the world. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Life itself is within you as well as you are in life. I'm just seeing, for example, a tree. Okay. So when you look deeper into your name and numerology, and then you look into mythology and astrology, and I'm even going to say shamanism, every single thing that you have looked into or you will be looking into, you are recognizing that every single thing represents you. It represents your birth. It represents the date of your birth. It represents the name that was given to you. It represents the planets in alignment at the time of your birth. It represents a particular tree that represents the birth sign or the name or whatever it is. You're recognizing that every single thing is linked and interlinked and woven. It's woven in and out. That's the energy I'm picking up. And so you are not looking at anything outside of you. You're happy to be where you are, but you are creating your inner world out for other people to see your creative talents so they can be inspired by it on their own journey. Whatever that creative talent is that you have and you've discovered, other people will become your followers because you are teaching them something that they haven't quite accessed. It's a code. It feels a code, like a I can't even get the word out right now. Oh, crikey. I'm not meant to say that right now. Okay, it's a code. It's a code that through your experience, you'll be helping other people to access this code, or to know how to access this code to understand, I was going to say, the duality within themselves. Okay. The curious art, embarking on a great adventure. When you look at this card and you got the sign, the sun sign right on. It's like the temple and the ear. It's like you're seeing something that you've never seen. But actually, that makes sense, doesn't it? You're seeing something. You're seeing something that you're curious about. It feels as if you've woken up. It's like a eureka. It's like you've woken up and you've just woken up one morning. Then all of a sudden it's like bang. It's like, wow. It didn't happen to me. It happened for me to help the collective. And you're seeing it. You're recognizing this, and you're looking at a way of. It's like, okay, I get it. I get what I've discovered in myself, and what I've discovered in myself is strategizing. It's how am I gonna create this now into my reality to help to achieving my part of my soul mission for the collective. Only you know what it is. There's something within you that you have discovered through this trial and tribulations, it feels, through the experience. The more I look at this, it feels very dark as well. And you see, like this dark, I've mentioned demon spirits. It's like you've overcome it, you've understood it. They can't be hidden from you. The darkness cannot be hidden from you. And because of that, it's the alchemy of both dualities, the masculine and feminine, the dark, the light. You cannot hide. Nothing can hide from you. Nothing can be hidden from you. You see everything. And whatever you're going to create, depending whose eyes is going to see whatever you're creating, they will see it. They will only see as much as they've seen within themselves. You don't have to say anything. It's for the person who's watching. It's like the beholder. Whatever they're going to be seeing, with whatever they're able to see, is only for what they were able to see within themselves. But it's going to be a code for them to access another level of themselves through your experience. This is very deep. Through your experience. And you're seeing it. You're seeing it. And I mean, look at this very divine feminine, very elegant, very, very comfortable, calm, very lovable, very open. But it reminds me a bit like very much a goddess, but this reminds me very much like a something is reminding me of the sea with this, as well as it's reminded me of, I'm seeing, I think it was Jason and the Argonauts, Jason and the Golden Fleece, and they went on their travels to find the Golden Fleece. And well, I've mentioned it in one of the readings, and somebody replied, is it Persa? I still can't pronounce it now. Persean, the Greek god that came up from the waters. I don't know if Jason and the Argonauts was being chased by their enemy. I can't remember how the story went now. I used to love them when I was a child. But the gods and the goddesses was looking down at Jason and the Argonauts, and they were, it's like a chessboard a chessboard game, and so they were moving the chest. Get your words out, Wendy. They was moving the figures of the next move, and it was all kind of like a game, but not in a nasty way. It was, they was hoping that he will actually achieve finding the Golden Fleece so he could marry his true love, the divine feminine. And so the gods and the goddesses was looking down and trying to, the good ones was trying to lead him into the right direction, but I'll say bad ones, but there's nothing good or bad about either, because it's about the trials and tribulations. It feels like redirected you into different paths, created different blockages for you to find your own strengths to overcome them, to fight them off. It's like fighting off the demons that was trying to attack. That's the energy. And I feel like I'm going on a tangent here, but maybe that's what's going to be happening. It's like this spurt of energy is going to be creating this determination, like Jason did, to get the Golden Fleece, because he wanted his divine feminine, he wanted his true love, and he had to overcome all obstacles. So anyway, so this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling the divine feminine you've always had that overlook. You could see where the masculine was at, and they needed a lot to overcome, because you've understood the dark side. And like I mentioned, the demon spirits, the incubus, the succubus, and this really seemed to resonate with me when I talked about the readings with the twin flames. We have to overcome this through the art, through faith, through the divine. And that becomes that. I hope that's making sense. Okay, so this is the energy that's around you. Messages from the universe. Okay, messages from the universe. Let's bring a message to both. So can I have a message, please, for the passionate heart? A message from the divine for the passionate heart. For the passionate heart. Can you bring more clarity, more confirmation for the passionate heart? I'll read that in a minute. Okay. A message, please, for the curious heart. For the curious heart. Can you bring more clarification, please, for the curious heart? For the curious heart. One more card, please. Let's just take that one. That's so interesting. Okay. So for what I've said, the card says, if you are worried, you don't have the strength to move on. Think of how much strength you are using to hold on. Then redirect that energy and enjoy your life. So that's why it's still in mourning. But at the same time, you're seeing something because you've recognized something within yourself that also connects to everything outside of yourself. Even if you feel that you haven't got the strength to carry on, something within you ignites. It's either happening now or it's going to be happening. Something within you ignites, and it's like a eureka. It's like, wow, I got that. I got what my lesson was about. I get that it's all about me bringing all this information up and creating something for the collective to help them on their path, on their soul journey. You are going to create, it feels a code, or you access the universal code of something, and it could be the cosmic art. It could even be the cosmic art. Yeah, it could be just that. The code of the universal cosmic art of connecting all worlds together, inner, outer. You're using to hold on, then redirected that energy, and so you're redirecting that energy and putting it into something very creative. That's what you'll be doing for this one. Like I said, what I've explained with that, and that says when you continue to reminisce, she looks like she's reminiscing too, replay or hold onto what could have been, you continue to hold yourself in a place of resistance. Let what was inspire a new way of living, but don't allow it to limit and determine what you can be. And like I said, she knows that she should be doing something, and see how she's facing. It's the same colours as well of what you are creating on that board, that canvas. You're creating your tapestry, your canvas, your picture, your new picture, what you want to create in your world, your reality of the lessons from the old world. You're seeing it. How beautiful is that? Wow. Okay. Let's go here. Starseeds. Let's see what else do we need to know for you. I feel I need to do it like that for now, because these cards are just so beautiful for you to look at. They arrived today. How beautiful. Okay. Wow. Again, Minataka has just come up underneath this card that I said. It feels more like the sea, but also the goddess that was looking down at Jason and the Argonauts, you know, Jason and the Golden Fleece. And underneath that was the seas of Minataka, which I've mentioned quite a few times in my readings. Seeing the potential and bringing the unconscious to light. And that is what that would represent. Everything that you've learned to life, hidden numbers, hidden messages, hidden symbols. I will give you an example here. My name, Wendy Joy, I won't give my last name because it's not necessary, but it played a part anyway. But my name, Wendy, my middle name, Joy. I went to somebody who done numerology, and what they unfolded from my birth name really represented my soul journey in the toxicity that I had endured, say, that belonged to past lives, but it was karmic. It was still necessary. And when I left and I went onto Facebook, for example, I went as a name that came to me was Cecilia Joy. Cecilia always reminded me of Simon Garfunkel, but it wasn't about the song itself. It was just the name that got drawn to me through meditation. I asked this person anyway at that particular time to also give me a reading on Cecilia. And Cecilia, that was when I really started to come into my own. And he actually read it that way as well. He didn't know nothing about me. So that name came to me from a higher source energy. It was being manifested. So that energy itself, not necessarily the name Cecilia, it was just the energy that was starting to flow through me, through the darkness that I had to actually overcome by then, to work through, discover within me that Cecilia, the energy of Cecilia, became part of that. She became my other part, the spiritual side to me. She was the other side to me that I didn't know before. I hope this is making sense, so it could also represent you, where you have discovered another part of you. You may have named her or he, and or even changed your name since you've been on your healing path. But Cecilia played a really, really significant part. I was discovering hidden treasures within me. They were painful. It's painful to go through them, but they ended up to be blessings to discover them, because it opened me up to a different way of seeing something. And it helped me to also release a lot that belonged to past lives and karmic debts that was to be released in this lifetime. So I'm giving you that as an example because this could also resonate with you in some way. So, and since I've just said that, this one is, I'm sorry. It's, you see, the roots, the past ancestrals. And there you are here with the divine. You've recognised it within yourself. It's really powerful, this is. You've recognised your strength, your hidden strength. You've recognised how many times was you redirected by the gods or the devils to learn something new about yourself that was belonging. It's the belief system, it was the culture, it was the, I'm even going to say the demon spirits that belongs to past lives, right back to King Solomon times. You know, it's something that in this lifetime you were meant to access it. Only so very few people, creative people like Da Vinci for one of them, great artist that I can't name right now, discovered this inner depth within the soul, the dark inner depths, and created a piece of art through their own madness. And it's honouring and praying to understanding that the depths of the soul has to be seen and brought up and out and out. It's respecting it, it's respecting the hidden depths of the soul, because we're not all of light, we're dark too. And to understand the duality of the darkness, but it was only through the darkness that you've understood the light. It was only through the darkness that you've understood the power of God, of the divine, and you healed the ancestral bloodline. I was going to say change the dynamics. For some reason I just thought that, change the dynamics. I don't know why I said that, but that's what just came to me. So it feels like you've changed it. It's like, I was going to say broken the chain, but I said change the dynamics. So this can also represent in the next lifetime you're coming in as a clean slate. It's you're not carrying your ancestral demons, curses, exes, whatever your ancestors carried through many lifetimes. In the matrix, in the belief system, you've recognized it, you've seen it, and you've recognized divinely that every single thing was still meant to have happened for you to get closer to God. Even the devil had to be seen for you to get closer to God. I hope this is making sense to you. Because it goes back to Minataka, and Minataka is the beautiful souls that came onto the earth plane of unconditional love, and they see their soul essence, which is you. You only ever saw the potential in everybody that you ever came across. Only the potential. And through that, you were hurt through it. But even through that pain, you discovered something far greater than what you ever thought was possible. And that was to access the code to the divine cosmic heart, to connect it, to create it for others who's following you, who's on this path, who's following you, for them to be guided towards their own inner cosmic heart through the trials and tribulations of, I could say twin flame because the twin flame triggered it, but the counterpart, it was still in toxic energy, but it still belongs to the divine twin. Like I mentioned, Jason and the golden fleece, he had to find it so he can give it to the king, so he can then take his bride. He had to also overcome it. He had to overcome everything that was locked in his own ancestral bloodline. And even though it's but joint, because we're all connected, he had to also access it himself. That's the energy. It feels like bringing the unconscious to light. Carl Jung, I've mentioned it before. There's plenty of books out there on shadow. So this is what it's really representing. If you're stuck somewhere on your journey, check out, there's plenty of books. But Carl Jung was my greatest inspiration when I first started out on my journey. Okay, so what else? I feel these two here. I feel that you need to have a little bit more clarity with, I'm sorry, it's to defenselessness, righting past wrongs and uprooting. And I've put it side by side like that. Bring more clarity, please, of the rights, past wrongs, making right. So what are you making right from your past wrongs? What are you making right of your past wrongs? Like I said, it is also to do with the ancestral. Goes down very, very deep. I'm just going to split this deck. Let's see what comes out for you. Deadly combat. Okay, dangerous, went together and triggered and explosive. And so in your twin flame journey, it was very triggering because there was a lot to be. You had a lot to work through where it belonged to your ancestral, because you had you had your purpose in this lifetime, your soul purpose in this lifetime. You had to have a massive wake-up call. And because you had a massive wake-up call, because you are the chosen one, you are part to do with like the Da Vinci Code, you are maybe the code itself in your twin flame. So you had to really go down deep. Everything triggered you, even right down to where it belonged to past lives of family lineage, where it would have tapped into occult and covens and witches and demons, and it kind of triggered a very dark, explosive, um, like a volcano eruption. It's like, you were both the gun and the bullets, and it was like, because you're the divine masculine and feminine, and this has been going on since the Solomon Kings. This goes back many, many, many lifetimes. Demon spirits is always tried to stop this happening. They wanted to stop the divine feminine from waking up. And this goes right back to the Egyptians of the Isis. And she was holding her own power, but she had to go into the underworld to find parts of her beloved. Just like Jason had to go and find the golden fleece for his beloved. And so it was a deadly mission that was both agreed. It was the soul contract for you both to meet up. People will say, oh, that was a narcissist and I'm an empath. No, you both hold it. You both hold the energies, because they belong to past lives. That's your shadow. The deeper you go down to the roots, what caused the problem in the beginning, which is the demon spirits, then it becomes, I'm sorry, I thought it was you, but it was actually me. And I am you, and you are me. So I'm sorry to myself, and I'm sorry to you. It's very... So you're righting past wrongs of the past lives. This is very, very deep. Undecided, choosing between lovers and competing for affection. That also belonged to the shadow self. Because whatever you felt in your heart with your twin, it was still in shadow, and you could not explain how you were really feeling, because you didn't understand what you was really feeling, because it was hidden in shadow, and it caused loads and loads of conflict. It was very, very triggering. Very triggering. Destroying. Created more traumas on top of more traumas from past lives that you were meant to access and clear away in this lifetime. A true twin flame would have to have gone through the worst situation to be really thrown into the deep end, into the dark night of the soul. But with the dark night of the soul, you were also accessing a higher calling. That was the word I meant to get earlier, higher calling. That was your higher calling, the code. It's not about your twin here, even though it is, but you are your twin anyway. And you recognise that every single thing you've learned, it's not about the physical anymore. It's about the spiritual. It's about the whole essence of understanding what has been hidden from the collective, from humanity. What has been hidden from stopping humanity evolving. What has been hidden from the DNA. What has been taken from the DNA, so we can't access the code. But the divine feminine has got the code. They've got the code that the Matrix didn't want them to know. The demons did not want them to know. And that's why when those demons, the husband and wife and demon spirit, the incubus and succubus, married together back in unity, was only going to happen through a twin flame journey. It ignited it. It kept it very strong. You grieved over your love through that sexual energy. But in the 5D, you don't need them because they are already in you. You've recognised it. You see it. And so in the shadow self, it was very difficult for you, for both of you. Self-righteous, very condescending. The masculine, that your twin flame just thought that they were superior to you. They didn't see you. They didn't see you. But then you didn't see yourself either. So that's where you have to be sorry. I'm sorry for not seeing my own power, but you wasn't able to see your own power. And so you have to forgive yourself because it was blocked. Your divinity was blocked in shadow. And so what you did experience in this connection was the masculine who thought, who believed he was superior because it's ancestral. It's been passed into this lifetime. So you would have met the worst narcissist who thought they were better than you, who played every single game in the book, because every single game that was played against the feminine in every lifetime is in his bloodline. It's in the masculine DNA. This also, right now, I'm seeing when I mentioned Jason and the golden fleece and the queens, the goddesses and the gods was looking down at Jason, and some of them was the good one. It's like the chessboard game, and it was trying to move them into the right direction, and then you get the other side, the black socks. It's black and white, isn't it? Of course it is. It's the king and queen, they're black and white, and so there'd also be obstacles, and it's all about trials and tribulations, what you have to keep on overcoming over lifetime after lifetime, bringing in karma, working through those karmic debts, carrying on, but creating more karma because of demon spirits bringing towards you people to traumatise you, affect you. So then you've had to go through all that in this lifetime on top of still working through other past lives. It's a never-ending story. That's where that film came from, a never-ending story. So the masculines was very much in their ego, very condescending and very superior to the feminine, where it's actually the feminine, it's the divine feminine. She's the creator of all life. And the feminine also represents the top 3 chakras. So it has a lot of work to do to access this code. I'm loving this. This is good. Didn't expect this, but still, oh, good. Okay, anything else that I need to? Escape. Love is the emotional escape for you. Be sure that you are getting involved for the right reasons. Yeah, back when it was in shadow, it was very emotional because it was very codependent. It was this emotional, when our emotions isn't fully aligned with the way that we think. And if it's not in line with our heart, our cosmic heart, it becomes very out of line. And so it's very easy to escape, to run away. That's why the twin flame was always in running and chasing. And so it's, the emotions can be extremely intense because it's triggering. You're talking about many, many past lives here that was being accessed. It was being mirrored. Whatever you saw in your twin that was extremely dark belonged to past lives, but the feminine was able to access that information. Not that she was doing it in this lifetime, she was aware of it, but didn't realise that she was part of it from many lifetimes in a soul journey. And she could only access this information through the twin flame of what she was seeing in him, and vice versa. Now the masculine, because the masculine energy can't find their own divinity at that particular stage, because the masculine is embedded into them to be superior in 3D. It's very difficult for them to access it. Their art would have felt something, but they wasn't able, because they're narcissistic to the extreme in some cases. And if that's the case, then it's not for this lifetime at all. It still feels for the feminine that you are you're grieving, but at the same time you're also creating something that you have discovered from that journey. Demanding, expectations and high maintenance, a diva. You've recognised all this from your past. If you go from one extreme, from the shadow self to the divine feminine, you had to overcome this to become this. Okay? That takes a lot of strength and willpower, even though you have felt, as it said there, you think of how much strength you are using to hold on. Right. If you are worried you don't have the strength to move on, think of how much strength you are using to hold on. So it took strength from that crazy. This also can belong to past lives, but still embedded into your psyche, your mind, your belief system. Belief system belongs to all parents. It's in your DNA. You had to overcome this crazy bitch to this divine, beautiful feminine. And we've all been there. We've all recognised, I've recognised different aspects of this crazy bitch within me. I'm 63, so of course I've been there. I also feel this through her. I feel that was Wendy in my toxic energy, and that was Cecilia that I discovered through my spiritual side, my higher self. And the same could go for you, discovering your divinity. What else do I need from that? Because I think that was so wonderful. I think the message, it needs to be a message. Okay? Because you're not in that energy, or you're healing from that energy, or it's that energy that is now creating this. Whatever it is that you've been drawn to create, it's a code of something. A code of accessing the cosmic heart of unconditional love. The cosmic. Because you've recognised that you are all of it. truth. You see light, know your power, have the courage to walk your truth. And that is your truth. That is God's truth. Let's get one for here. Curious art. Inner alchemy. Wow. Inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love. Inner alchemy. I mentioned alchemy. And with love. There. You've overcome the fear that was fear-based in toxic shadow self that belonged to past lives, belief systems. You've overcome that to become that. Okay? And underneath the deck, free spirit. To be a free spirit is to float without walls, to fly without judgment, and to love without conditions. That's beautiful. And patience, strength, and intuition, and gratitude. I will leave that there. I hope this has just brought you some form of confirmation or clarity to where you are right now on your journey. I feel that this creativeness here, it could be absolutely anything that you have created through the heartbreak, through the tribulations. You could be an artist, you could be even a tarot card reader. Whatever it is that it's 444 on the clock. Please check that out. I can't check it out now because my other phone is completely broke, so I can't check it. But as soon as I just said that, 444 on the clock, you could be a tarot card reader, you could be whatever, or singer, you could write songs, you could write poems, you could write stories, you could create something that seems very mystical and magical, and because you've tapped into your inner world, whatever it is what was meant for you to do, to help others on their own journey, because they've also got to come out of this energy. Okay? I'll leave that there. So thank you for joining me. I'm not only on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook. On TikTok, I'm also on YouTube. So please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me, and God bless.